Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about vapor power cycle. It is comes under module number 3 of applied thermodynamics. Particularly in this video, we can discuss about Carnot vapor power cycle and its drawback as a reference cycle. We will also discuss about the limitation of Carnot vapor power cycle in this video, and apart from that I will also try to show or explain the derivation and working of a Carnot vapor power cycle by means of an animation. First, Carnot vapor power cycle, as we all know that Carnot cycle is the reference cycle for all the cycle, ideal cycle, I mean all real cycle, actual cycle. And again this Carnot vapor power cycle also consists to constant pressure isobaric process and to frictionless adiabatic entropic process, reversible adiabatic process, and we can also call this as isentropic processes. And moreover, all these four processes are reversible processes. Since because of that, we call this Carnot vapor power cycle as the reference cycle. This is the typical TS and PV diagram of Carnot vapor power cycle. In TS diagram, you can see that, or you can observe that the complete cycle falls between the saturated line of the graph. So completely the properties of the steam is assumed to be in wet condition, and two processes which represents isentropic process, that is 1 to 2 and 3 to 4, both represents compression as well as expansion process, whereas 4 to 1 and 3 to 2 represent the constant pressure process, where 4 to 1 is representing the heat addition process and 2 to 3 process is the heat rejection process, where we can maintain the temperature as T2 and the heat addition takes place from the source temperature T1. And let us see what are the four operations which undergoes the vapor power Carnot cycle. Operation 4 to 1, this is the first part, and moreover all are in thermodynamic cycle, forward thermodynamic cycle, then the complete cycle moves in the clockwise direction. In case of reversible cycle, the complete process move in the anti-clockwise cycle. For example, it is like reversed Brayton cycle, is anti-clockwise direction it moves. In this Carnot vapor power cycle, the first process we call that as 4 to 1, where boiling of water takes place, where heat is added into the system. Because of that, the water at 1 kg, that is mass, 1 kg of mass, started boiling. It absorbs the steam, the heat, and convert its phase from liquid to vapor. And moreover, the quality of the steam at the end of the boiler is typically lies between it typically lies in wet steam condition with a drainage fraction x1. Then next operation is 1 to 2. This is the expansion process. As we know, it expands from temperature T1 to T2 and from pressure P1 to P2 in an isentropic process. The next operation is operation 2 to 3. During this operation, heat is rejected at constant pressure and temperature T2. And operation 3 to 4, in this operation, the wet steam at point 3 or the state 3 is compressed isentropically till the steam regains its original state of temperature T1 and pressure P1. This is how the four processes are happening, and once the process completes the fourth operation, the complete thermodynamic cycle overs. And we know that efficiency of Carnot cycle or efficiency of any thermodynamics is nothing but output by the input relation. Here the output, which is the work done by the thermodynamic cycle, Carnot vapor power cycle, and input is the amount of heat supplied to the cycle or the system. So the work done, net work done, we can calculate from or subtracting heat rejection from the heat supplied, or the difference between heat supplied and heat rejection is nothing but the net work done. If you substitute the value of exact value in terms of TDS explanation or expression, we get net work done as T1 minus T2 multiplied by S2 minus S3, where S2 and S3 represent the entropy between the state 2 and 3, and moreover S2 is equal to S4 and S4 is equal to S1. So, heat supplied, again we can calculate as the amount of heat transfer between the process 4 and 1, and it happens during the temperature or for the temperature at the source level, where we maintaining the temperature as T1, so that the heat supplied is represents as a TDS in the TDS form as T1 into or multiplied by S2 minus S3, where S2 minus S3 in the numerator and denominator get cancelled, remaining T1 minus T2 divided by T1 is the Carnot cycle efficiency. And now let us see what are the disadvantages and the limitation of Carnot cycle. First, it is difficult to compress the wet vapor isotropically to the saturated state as required by the process 3 to 4. Second, it is difficult to control the quality of the condensate coming out of the condenser so that the state 3 is exactly obtained. The third limitation is the efficiency of Carnot cycle is greatly affected by the temperature T1 at which heat is transferred to the working fluid. Since the critical temperature from the steam only 374, therefore, if the cycle is to be operated in the wet region, the maximum possible temperature is severely limited. And the final limitation is the cycle is still more difficult to operate in practice with superheated steam due to the necessity of supplying the superheat at constant temperature instead of constant pressure. Now, let us see about simple animation video which will give more clarity about the working of Carnot vapor power cycle, and first watch that and come back, we will discuss further.
So, in the Carnot vapor cycle, steam or any other vapor is used as a working substance in a place of perfect gas. Means working substance in the Carnot vapor cycle is steam or any other vapor is used as a working substance. Component and arrangement of Carnot vapor cycle is shown in this figure. So in this figure you see these are the various components and arrangement of the Carnot vapor cycle. First component is boiler, second is turbine, condensers and compressors. And same is represented on the PV diagram in this figure B. So this is the PV diagram and the various processes drawn here. And about the turbine, so you can understand the PV diagrams easily. So first process is the isothermal heat addition in the boiler. So this component is the boiler. Okay, so in a boiler we know the water is supplied and the water is converted into a steam. Okay, for converting the water into steam we require to supply some quantity of the heat, so we need to supply the heat energy to the boilers, and the water is entered at the point 1 is converted into the steam at the point 2. So it is denoted as the process 1 to 2, and here we mention isothermal heat addition. Isothermal heat addition means that temperature are not changed during this process, means the temperature at the 1 and 2 point are the same, but only its phase are changed, means water is converted into the steam. So isothermal process having T1 and T2 is equal to constant, means temperatures before the boiler and temperature after the boilers are same. This is also constant pressure process. Saturated water at the point 1 is isothermally converted into dry and saturated steams in the boiler, means at the point 1 the saturated water is there and it is converted into dry and saturated steam in the boilers. Now we draw this 1 to 2 process on the PV diagram. So on the y-axis pressure is there, on the x-axis volume is there. So at this point the value of the pressures and volumes are 0. Okay, so when we moving right side on the x-axis, the value of the volume is increased. Okay, when we moving on the upper direction on the y-axis, value of the pressure is increased. Okay, so in the boiler what happened? That is a isothermal heat addition. So with the isothermal heat additions, the pressure of the water is also remains constant. Okay, and when water is converted into the steam, its volume is increased. Okay, so suppose this is the point number 1, because in a boiler highest pressure is there, Okay, so we need to draw this 1 point on the upper side, and the volume is increased during conversions of water into steam, means V1 is greater than the V2, so that's why we need to move towards the right sides. Okay, so here you see this, the P1 and P2 are same, means in a boiler pressure is remains constant. Here the V1 volume, here the V2 volume, means this V2 is higher than the V1. Second process is the process 2 to 3. This is the reversible adiabatic expansion of the steam in a turbine, means next component is the turbine. So here you see this is the turbine. Okay, in the turbine we supply these steams, and the steam is produce some mechanical work, means this steam is supplied on the blade of the turbine, and the turbine is start to rotate. Okay, so this heat energy is converted into the mechanical energy in the turbine, means turbine is give some work output. Okay, so in a boiler we supply some quantity of heat, in a turbine we get some amount of the work done, and it is the reversible adiabatic expansion. Expansion means the pressure is reduced and volume is increased. Sorry, pressure is reduced and volume is increased. It is called as the expansion process. Okay, the dry steam at the point 2 is expand adiabatically in a steam turbines and develop the work, and this work is denoted as the WT. Okay, W means work and T means turbine. Okay, so how we draw these 2 to 3 lines? So we know that the pressure is reduced in the turbine. Okay, so this point number 3 is moving in the downward side, but point number 3 is coming either on the left side or a right side compared to the point 2. So we know that during the expansion volume is increased. Okay, means V3 is higher than the V2, then we need to move towards the right sides, and the pressure is reduced, means we need to move towards the downside compared to the P2, means we are getting the 3 points somewhere here. Okay, and we need to draw this type of the curve line. So here you see that is a P3 pressure is there, so P3 is lower than the P2, and these V3 are higher than the V2. Now the next process is the process 3 to 4. It is the isothermal heat rejections in the condenser. So 3 to 4 process is the heat rejection process. Okay, and this heat rejection is done in the condenser. Okay, so in a first component boiler you see that is the heat is supplied. Okay, now this heat is rejected in the condenser. So here we draw the condensers. Okay, and in the condenser heat is rejected to the cooling waters. So condenser is convert steam into water at the constant pressure and the temperature as shown in the diagrams. Okay, so functions of the condenser is to reject the heat, and when we reject the heat, the steam is converted into the water. So this process is 3 to 4. At the point number 3, that is a steam, and at the point number 4, water is there. Okay, and during that process the pressure is remains constant. So when the pressure is remains constant, we need to draw the horizontal line, means P3 and P4 are same. So when the heat is rejected, so steam is converted into water, means gas is converted into the liquid. That means the volume is reduced. Okay, so volume is reduced means at the point 3 we have the two options, either we move towards this side, means right side, or either we move towards the left side. Okay, but we know that the volume is reduced. So when the volume is reduced, we need to move towards the left side, means the point number 4 is coming left side compared to the point number 3. So this type of the line we draw horizontals, and here the point number 4. So here we indicate that it is the V4, and here we indicate the P3 is equal to P4, because here we written that the constant pressure process and the temperature is also constant. Okay, that is isothermal heat rejection. Isothermal heat rejection means when we draw the TS diagram. Okay, so 3 to 4 processes are drawn the horizontals. So at the completing the 4 process, I also show you the TS diagram. At that time you can clear your concept. Now process 4 to 1. This is the reversible adiabatic compression process. Means we need to do the compression process, and for do the compressions we require the compressor. So here component 4 is the compressor, and in the compressor we need to supply some work input. Okay, so here you see in the second component means turbine is produce some work done, and the compressor is consume some work input. So it is the process 4 to 1. So steam and water enters into the compressor, means at the point number 4, it is not necessary at the point number 4, it is a completely water state is that. Some particles of the steam is also there. Okay, so steam and water enters into the compressor, in which pressure is increased from P4 to P1, and the compressor is consumed some power, means it consumes some work, so it is denoted as the WC and this complete the cycles. Okay, so here we close it to the point number 1 and outlet of the compressor, so cycle is completed. Now how to draw this line on the PV diagram? So just we need to connect this 4 to 1 line. Okay, so in a compressor we know that the pressure is increased and the volume is reduced during the compressions. So when the pressure is increased, the point number 1 is moving in upper direction compared to the point number 4, and on the x-axis they are moving on the left side because the volume is reduced. So we draw this type of the lines. Okay, now here you see this is the TS diagrams. Okay, so what we studied, the heat supplied and the heat rejections are carried out at the constant temperature. So here you see we draw the horizontal line for the process 1 to 2, that is the isothermal heat addition, means temperature remains constant. So when we take the projections of this point 1 and point 2 on the y-axis, we get the same point, means T1 is equal to T2. In the turbine, temperature is reduced at the constant entropy, so we draw this type of the downward line because temperature is reduced and entropy remains constant. In a condenser, heat is rejected, means heat is rejected at the constant temperature, means T3 and T4 are same. Okay, just steam is converted into water but its temperature are same, that means we draw the horizontal line. So we take the projections of the point 3 and point 4 on the y-axis, we get only one point, means T3 is equal to T4, and in the point in a compressors we supplied some work input, means this work is converted into the heat, means its temperature is increased and the entropy remains constant.
I hope this video might have given more clarity about the working of Carnot vapor power cycle. With this we will close this video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.